12 years, 85%. I did it. I stood on it. Thing about the streets is you can be caught up at the wrong place at the wrong time. I still got partners out there. You can't expect everybody to see things the way you see it when everybody didn't go through what you went through.
Real topics, real stories, real events. Get my real output.
Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with Gezey. I am your host, Gezey. And on today's episode, this is episode number 12. And on today's episode, I wanted to take y'all through 10 rules that you must go by to survive in prison. These are not the rules that the Department of Corrections laid out. These are rules that inmates have already had implemented in the system before you got there. So these are some of the rules. I took my time and made a list of 10. I asked a couple brothers who back there, and I asked a couple brothers who are ex-inmates to help me put this list together because I didn't want to miss nothing. And starting with number one, me and a couple guys had all, since we did time and we know that number one should be minding your business. Minding your business seems like everybody should know that that's something that you know, but no. A lot of people come into prison nosy. A lot of people come into prison not knowing no better. And one of the main things they tell you, man, is see and don't see. Hear and don't repeat. Some people don't know how to do those things because they like to gossip. And gossip is dangerous behind the wall. Gossip can get you hurt or unalive. So is seeing and repeating. Because you might see something that you ain't been supposed to see. Now, if you speak on that, they know you was the only one that saw it. People get hurt because they talk way too much about the things they see, about the things they heard. At the end of the day, you gonna see stuff, but mind your own business. Trust me, that rule right there, rule number one, can take you all the way through your bid. But we gotta go through the rest of the rules too because they're very important. Let's dive into rule number 2. Focus on the inside, not the outside. I just told a brother this because he is somebody that I know. He said he got 160 months. I did 12 years, 9 months. And I wanted to give him this advice because he did sometime, but he never did a lot of time. And when you do more than 5, probably more than 10, man, I feel like it's a battle between focusing on the outside and focusing on the inside. Use that time to build your mind. Because focusing on the outside is focusing on things you have no control of. On the inside is where you're in a whole nother world where you have control of that world, but you have to make sure that you understand the difference between the outside and the inside. Things you can control, things you can't control. Constantly worried about the outside, constantly stressing yourself about what's going on out there can break you. I've seen the strongest cry, break down, do drugs, go into a deep state of depression. All because they put too much of their focus on the outside. The goal is growth, not being institutionalized. So you got to make sure you make your mind strong. Read, write, work out, do something, learn something, do something with your time inside, and do not put all of your focus on the outside. Prison can sharpen you up or it can destroy you. It's a rehabilitation system, but everybody don't get rehabilitated. All right, so let's take number 3. Number 3 is a good rule too, and we all kind of came together on this one. Don't borrow what you can't pay back. Do not borrow what you can't pay back. It's almost self-explanatory. The things that can happen to you for borrowing something that you cannot pay back, I can't even discuss those things. Because anything can happen. Anything goes at that point. you owed that person some money. That person want their money. You told them you was gonna pay it to them on Wednesday. Some people, man, you can't even miss an hour. You can't miss a day. If that payment late, he'll slap you up, do anything to you, treat you like a dog, and still want you to pay him. Those aren't the people you want to owe. I don't care if you borrowing food. I don't care if you borrowing a favor, a phone call favor, whatever it is, man. If you know you can't pay it back, don't do it. And then sometimes your money can hit late. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people don't want to hear that. People do not want to hear that. And they'll end up, I've seen people where they call their mama and daddy multiple times throughout the week trying to pay a debt before they get smashed. And I've actually seen this on the outside where people was like, oh, my son's calling, and other people is calling saying, oh, if they don't pay the money, then they gonna unalive him. And that's a real thing. That's a real thing. If a person owes whatever the amount is, they ran the tab up, and you're the person who they be calling, you might get a call from that person, and he might say, look, your son owed me $150 and I want it. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when it's like that, most of the time it's drugs. Most of the time it's drugs. There's some kind of debt about drugs. Canteen can get there too, because some people do 2 for 3s or 3 for 5s, 1 for 2 back. And some of them guys run stores back there, so they want their stuff. When you say you're gonna pay them back, they want it. So understand this: if you can't repay, the consequences can really take it there, and independence can keep you safe. So just know and understand: if you can't afford it, you probably don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it like that. If you can't pay it back, don't take it, don't accept it. Let's jump into the next rule. Rule number 4. Rule number 4 is very important. The first 3 are the most important, if you ask me. But rule number 4, be ready for anything. Be ready for anything, because anything can pop off at any moment. I'm talking about everything can be all peaches and cream at one moment, and in the snap of a finger, somebody over here getting stabbed right next to you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be ready. Some people carry knives. Everybody don't. Most people do though. I would say at least 95% of the penitentiary carries knives. And situations can escalate very quickly. I remember just a simple situation. We in the county jail playing spades. Or was we playing poker? We was playing poker, I think. Man, we all playing poker. These guys got into an argument at the poker table. Now that's another thing. Gambling is something that can get you messed up too. But these guys were at the poker table playing poker. One of them thought they saw something else. They got into the argument, and one thing led to another, saying this, that, and the third. They went to the corner, they shot around, they came back, sat down, and played poker again. But it can get worse to where somebody gets stabbed. So you gotta be careful. Arguments turn into fights. Fights turn into stabbing. Stabbings turn into beef and ongoing beef, because once I've seen somebody get stabbed their eye out. So you know that person don't never want to forgive that person for stabbing his eye out. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta always be on point. It can pop off right behind you. You could be a innocent bystander, and you can catch a swing, a blade. You can catch anything can happen. So you want to always stay alert. Pay attention to your surroundings. Right now, while I'm still out here into this free world, into society, I'm watching my surroundings. I'm always paying attention to my surroundings. Always. I could be at a grocery store. I'm watching my surroundings. I don't care where I'm at. I'm at the gas pump watching my surroundings. because it's important to do that in prison and it's important to do that out here. Never move careless in prison. Never, ever. And I spoke to some COs one time. I'm like, well, how you want us to survive if we can't carry knives? We can't defend ourselves? How we can't defend ourselves amongst people who trying to kill us? That's a whole nother topic. But the COs don't have understanding when it comes down to that. But we know that if I don't pack one, then I could be unalive the next day because something can happen. All right, so let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is don't trust anybody. Because you came in there by yourself. Don't trust none of them. Now, you're going to build bonds with certain people, but you always got to know and understand. You don't know these people. You ain't did nothing with these people. These guys have been back here before you. And some of them will still be back here after you. So I just say don't trust nobody. Move smart. Keep to yourself. Everybody got their own agenda back there. And you got some guys who play penitentiary mind games. I always called it that. It's basically politics. And it's also penitentiary mind games. They stay back here. They play these little mind games to where, they have an ulterior motive. Some people pretend to be your friend for certain reasons. And trust can only be earned over time. And sometimes you're not around the same people throughout your whole bid. Now, in South Carolina, depending on the crime, depending on how long you got bid, you will be around some of the same people. So that'll build you a bond. That'll build you a connection. That'll build you some trust with some people that you may get to know and develop a friendship with. I've built some great friendships, some great connections from behind the wall. Good people. But you're not going to get those types of friends in a year. Everybody got their own agenda, man. And you just don't know what the next person owns. And you'll have other people talk behind another person's back, and you don't know what to believe because you just came in the system. So you got to take your time and learn the system, take your time and adjust to it, and then you'll kind of learn and understand what's what. Number 6 is find a hustle. Everybody got a skill. Everybody got a hustle. And you don't want to be too lenient upon your family and friends on the outside because they got bills too. I don't care what's going on. They got bills. Life is going on. They got stuff that they need, stuff that they want. And they ain't about to just stop, every time you say send you $25, $30, $40. They not about to just up and stop what they doing to do that for you every single time. So what you want to do is have some type of hustle. Everybody got a hustle in prison. Some people do tattoos. Some people draw. Some people cut hair. Some people do people laundry. Some people clean people rooms. Some people cook setups, make meals. Some people did I mention laundry? Man, it's so many hustles in prison. Everything is a hustle. Everything is a hustle in prison. And some stuff is little hustles, some stuff big hustles. But everything is a hustle. You got tobacco. Like everything that you can do is a hustle in prison. And everything that you do, they don't want you to do. I told my friend this a few months ago, probably a year ago. He was trying to tell me, hustling out here and hustling back there. He was like, man, you a hustler? I said, yeah, but everything back there is basically illegal. Out here, the things that I was selling back there, I couldn't sell out here. Because even if you sell food, it's illegal. It's against the prison rules, the Department of Corrections rules. So, man, listen, having a hustle can help you over time and it can help you build respect. Because they'll say, that boy, that's going to hustle. He going to get it. He a hustler. You know how many people called me a millionaire back there? Man, listen, just have a hustle, no matter what it is, man. I've seen people sell cold sodas. They sell wine, cold sodas for $1 or $2. They'll sell you jelly. Same thing you can get from the store, but because the store limited, you can only get 2 of them. You up the price of jelly from $2 to $5. Everything is a hustle back there, man. Everything. I seen people, they'll bring another guy's canteen back from canteen so he can get ice cream. Like I say, everything is a hustle, bro. I can name so many, but it's too many to just name. And I don't want to out some of them. Some of them already out there. They understood. But like, and washing laundry, washing another person's laundry is a hustle. That's something I would necessarily do, and I wouldn't recommend none of my people do it. But if you ain't got nothing else going on for yourself, and this is all that you can do until you get to the next step, that's what you got to do. So, all right, so let's get to the next one. Number 7 is having respect. Respect can take you in and out of prison. I'm talking about have respect for everybody. Know how to talk to people. Know how to speak to people. Know how to carry yourself with respect. Respect yourself and others will respect you as well, but you got to respect others. Respect yourself and respect others. Respecting yourself may even start with hygiene. Get your hygiene right. You know, work out. When people see that you have respect for yourself, they'll start to respect you as well. When people see you off to yourself, they'll respect you. They like, he stay to himself. He don't mess with nobody. You know what I'm saying? What else? Disrespect just escalated. You already know that. So if you don't have respect for the next person, it could turn into something else real fast. And if you disrespect the wrong person, just say you disrespect a high-ranking gang member, ain't no telling how that gonna go. You know, they may shoot the round, they may say ain't no round, they may jump you, they may stab. But all is fair. All is fair back there. There is no rules when it comes down to that part. You either set the boundary, but you gotta have respect. I can name some examples on where a person didn't have respect for another person. But yeah, all in all, I probably was one of them people that didn't have respect for everybody at first. I learned it fast. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody put hands on me for respect, but I had conversations with OGs about respect, and they prepared me. So shout out to them. Behind the wall, respect is priceless. So understand that. Number 8, don't steal. Don't steal. I've had a person steal a pack of cookies from me. Man, listen. I've had a person steal a pack of cookies. It was my roommate. He was high on K2. This had to be about 2016. I remember it clear as day. This man was high on K2. And I know he ain't had nothing. And I saw the cookie wrapper in the trash. And man, at that point in time, I was full-fledged. Like, I ain't had change at all. So I was on go. This man checked in, though. He checked in. He basically went to PC. Y'all having this big PC conversation. He went to PC because he ate a pack of my cookies. So he checked in. That's what we call it. Check in or check out. Either way it go, he went to PC. You don't want to steal because it'll destroy your reputation. And it'll follow you. So just think. A person who steal and check out and try to go to another yard or something, all it takes is a few phone calls. It depends on what you steal. You know what I'm saying? A pack of cookies, that was 89 cents back then, or 73 cents, probably at 2016. So I ain't stressed it too much, but he was he definitely was going to get some hands put on him at least, but he checked in. And, you know, it's people's property, man. And you steal, you get to deal with the consequences. And once you label the thief, It'll follow you throughout your whole bid. I was in jail for robbery. So I never was the type to steal per se. If anything, I was the type to say, get up. Um, I did that one time since I was incarcerated, and after that, I never did it again. It wasn't because of what they did to me, because the guys, they went to the police, they went to the COs and told them guys up there stole our canteen. But we didn't steal it. We grabbed the bag from their room and we politely walked upstairs. Walked upstairs and was splitting the canteen up. But we didn't even get to enjoy it because we went to lockup not even 30 minutes later. And that's how that played out. But that was when I was in the county jail. I ain't had a bond. I was thugging. I experienced a lot in the county jail that prepared me for prison because I was in the county jail for 3 years. But don't steal. We had lockers in SCDC. They don't have any lockers back there anymore. They have these little clear plastic bags, and that's where you got to put your stuff in. And it's easy for a person to just go inside that bag and steal. And I don't know what we got to do to help them guys back there get some type of property straight. But they took the lockers because people was stuffing stuff behind the locker, and they took the locks because people would put a lock in the sock. And yeah, that would be one of them things. If you still get a lock in your sock across the head, I bet you won't steal no more. But yeah, being a thief in prison is hard to shake. It's almost like being a junkie or being a liar, or just being one of them people who known for checking in, known to going on PC, known for running the tab up and going to lock up and going to another yard. You don't want that label. Get you a label that you get money, that you hustle, and watch how far that takes you. Having a hustle can make you a target if you get too much money, but with respect and stuff like that, it'll take you a long way. Number 9 is control your emotions. I put this here because, people get really emotional back there, and emotional, I think, is part of the survival. Controlling your emotions is a part of the survival back there. If they sense a sign of weakness, they'll eat you up. They'll eat you up. That's why in moments of grief, it's hard to grieve, because a person may be looking to take advantage of you at that particular moment. You got people with life. You got people who ain't never going home to their family or friends. So what they care about you, they don't. Don't show weakness. You can't show weakness in prison. You can't. Some people, they prey on the weak. You got some people who just thrive to prey on the weak. It ain't everybody, but it's a lot of people like that in prison. And don't lose your temper over small things. I've lost my temper over small things. But you shouldn't lose your temper. Control your temper at all times. Control your emotions. Don't be one of those people who's just, overly emotional, because they see that as a weakness. You know what I'm saying? Calm mind, stay in control. At the end of the day, it's a chess game. Learn how to play chess while you're back there, and you'll probably learn how to do a prison bid. Number 10 is keep a schedule. I feel like keeping a schedule is number 10, but it can definitely be a little further up. It depends on you. Because keeping a schedule, it keeps your mind productive. It keeps your mind active. Whether you go to work, whether you go to school, whether you're read, study, work out, any of these things. Some people they work out daily, and they come out every day at 9 o'clock, work out for an hour and a half, take their shower, watch TV, do this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, it's time for bed. And they stay on routine, whether it be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday through Friday, whatever it may be. You keep a schedule. You wake up on a routine. You got a workout routine. You read, watch TV, watch sports. right. Um, just keeping your mind busy. Try to learn something. Stay productive, because keeping a schedule and staying productive can it can keep you away from negativity. I remember one of my homeboys. I always ask him, "Why you like to go to work?" I don't know, you want to work for free, and he broke it down to me. This was early in the bid too. You go to work to get out the dorm, and you get out the dorm so you don't get caught up in no BS. Because you get caught up in this BS real easy, your homies gonna look for you to ride, and they might be popping it off by some dumb shit, you know. So it's always important to flex your schedule. You know, if you out of the dorm, you away from any negativity that can take place in the dorm, because a lot of stuff is going to take place in the dorm. Plenty of stuff going to take place in the dorm. That some stuff that you have no awareness of. Some stuff going to happen just because people in the dorm bored and they ain't got nothing else to do. So books or exercise can keep you grounded. Work or school can keep you busy. People do a lot of things. Some people walk the yard just to get out the dorm and stay busy. They make that a routine. Some people go to the library every time it opens. Some people just do different things. You know, towards the end of my bid, I developed a routine of working out. I would work out. I don't think it was every day, but I had found this little crew who liked to work out. And we worked out pretty often. We jogged. I catch that shower, and then I start doing other stuff with my day. But once you develop a schedule or a routine, you wake up routine, reading, studying, all of this becomes a routine, and it can help you on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you keep a schedule while you're back there. Don't just be back there living. No. Make you a schedule, keep you a schedule, develop a schedule. And those are the 10 rules to survive in prison. But I have some bonus rules, because I don't feel like 10 is enough. I'm going to just be straight up. So let's go through these bonus extra gems that I put together. Don't talk too much with the guards. This is one of those rules that when I came to prison, they was talking about, like, yeah, don't talk to the CO by yourself, and don't talk to them too much, because a lot of the older guys or people who've been in prison a long time seen it where that's where people would snitch. I think that narrative kind of shifted a little bit, because I ain't gonna lie, when it was a female CO, I'm talking to her by myself. I don't need a group of y'all around me, and I don't care what y'all say. I was one of those guys who bucked the jack. I ain't gonna lie. I remember guys told me you can't wear Crocs because they give you Crocs. They give you Crocs. I remember it was like, you can't wear them on the rock, meaning you can't wear them outside your room. I'm like, what? Where would I want to wear them? You talking about? They warned me multiple times. Eventually, I stopped wearing them for multiple reasons, though, because they are correct. They like, you can't get down when you got Crocs on, because you might slip and fall. Get shoes on, because that person got shoes on, you got Crocs on, you slip, and they gonna take advantage of it. So that's one thing. But yeah, don't talk too much to the guards. Don't talk too much to the COs. That's what people used to say. And if you go out the door to talk to the COs and you ain't trying to match with the CO, then you probably snitching. You probably telling on somebody, or you probably trying to check in. And that's what they, tend to be suspicious about. But if you mac into the CO, they ain't gonna really jump down your throat like that. But they gotta understand that you macking with them, like, you know what I'm saying? And if it's a dude, why you up there talking to that male CO for 30 minutes by yourself? So that's something else. But I would talk to them women COs all the time. You know what I'm saying? I need a sense of talking to a woman when I'm back though. But yeah, let's get past that. The next rule, this is an important rule. See, this is why I made this extra list, because this is an important rule. Tissue on the door. Some people will put tissue on the door, or they'll open the door and put it in the crack of the door. If you see tissue in somebody's door, you better not touch it. You better not knock. You better not open it. Sometimes you better not even whisper nothing through the door crack. I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody got tissue in the door, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Because that person could be using the bathroom. That person could be on the phone. That person can be handling some business that you don't need to even be seeing. Or that person could be trying to, you know what I'm saying, get their rocks off. Either way it go, when that tissue is in that door, respect the signal and keep it moving. Wait until the tissue get out the door. Now, when it was my homeboys and they had the tissue on the door about 30 minutes, I'm like, hey man, come on out that goddamn room, you know. But maybe they're handling some business too, so you don't want to do that. If they get into some money, you bothering them, you mess it up for them, man, that's your ass. Another one, learn the politics. Every dorm got a different structure. Every yard do too. I've been on at least 8 different prison yards, and every yard is structured different. It's different politics. The first yard I went on, the Mexicans were the ones who had all of the tobacco and phones and stuff like that. The next yard I went on, it was some organization. But the main thing is learn the structure of the dorm. Learn how the dorm is ran. Don't jump out there doing nothing. Learn. Pay attention. Watch. Listen. And learn. Don't just jump out there doing anything, because if you're doing something that this man right here doing, they don't want you in there. They'll get you out the dorm. They play them kind of games, you know. They'll get you out the way. If you're doing too much, they'll get you out the way. So you gotta be cautious. Learn the politics of the dorm. Learn the politics. You gotta understand your environment. It'll keep you out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? And understanding where you are will teach you how to move while you're there. So these have been 10 rules for you to live by in order to survive prison. More than 10, and the list could really go up to 20 if you want to be real. I could continue naming some things, but for the sake of the video, it's 10 rules to live by to survive in prison, surviving South Carolina Department of Corrections. And I've been there over a decade. I've seen where the prison shift and change. I've seen it. You might have a guy or organization who run this dorm right here, and the structure of that dorm is one way, but man, you wait 5-10 years later, them people out the way. Them people done got to another yard. Stuff done changed. Them people done went to lockup. They on lockup for 1.5 years, 2 years. So now it opens up more doors for other people to do things too. But you have to understand where you at. Understand the politics of where you at. Understand the people you around, and it'll teach you how to move, man. Definitely, these were some rules that I believe were mandatory. I believe a lot of people online arguing about this PC topic right now about prison, which is ignorant to me. It's very ignorant, because once you out here, I don't think none of that shit matters. Honestly, just me. Because I know people who lived a certain way back there, and then they come out here and they act like they didn't live that way back there. But that is what it is. That's something else. But just that PC topic in general, I feel like it's just so much more things that we can put our focus on besides if he went to PC and stayed back there as a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? I would expect a celebrity to go to PC if he went to South Carolina Department of Corrections, because I can't see him being, you know, in the general population. I just can't see it. But it is what it is, man. If you respect Real Talk with Gezey and you enjoy real conversations, real stories, and real output, won't you like, comment, and subscribe? I'll see you next time on Real Talk with Gezey.